I know that this truck is ridiculous. I absolutely wholeheartedly do. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of LJ's Garage. Things are a little different because I am sitting in a first gen 2010 Ford Raptor. And I know what you guys are thinking. LJ, why are you in a Raptor? Well, I'm at a point in life where I kind of want to check off certain cars and own a lot of cars that I've always wanted to, the Raptor being one of them. So with that being said, the 6.2 liter V8 Raptor is high up on that list. I do also want to get into off-roading, some of those things, buy some boats, a boat, and maybe a couple four-wheelers, things like that. That's the point I'm at in my life. I like living in the Midwest. I love doing Midwest things. I'm gonna take you guys along on my car buying adventures, and the first one on this list is the Raptor. So this one has a lot of miles, but the thing with these motors is they're about 500,000 mile motors. They're tried and true, super tough, super strong. Same with the transmission. A lot of the tiny little problems that this thing has are like rusting, power steering pumps, those type of things. Real easy maintenance really to take care of. On top of that, with the Fox suspension, you also have to have that rebuilt every so often. The one thing I will say is, going back to a car that doesn't have all the luxury, the bells and whistles, I'm actually surprised by how much I do actually like this. So, I mean, it's got dual climate control, it's got heated seats. That's pretty much all I'm looking for. I do have a nice little sunroof up here, which is cool. And ideally, I'm looking for a Super Crew or Super Cab. I'm still getting the truck terminology down. But the big four doors, I'd prefer those if I have a choice. And I mean, so far, I'm actually really a fan of this. Give it a little juice, even though I'm low on gas, which the gas thing is like another struggle I'm gonna have. The gas mileage on this is about 11 city, 16 highway, which is atrocious. But the thing is, I don't drive very far to work. I drive about 12 miles to and from work. So 24 miles a day, and the size of this is the other problem. The Raptor is massive, but the Raptor is fun, and it tows a good I think towing capacity is about 9,000 pounds, somewhere in that ballpark. But I like this. I mean, I don't have blind spot monitoring, which would be nice to have. I don't really have anything crazy, so I'm not sure if I'm ready to give those things up. But give it a little sauce right here. Healthy. And I mean, the horsepower on this is not high. It's in the 400s. But it's a nice truck and it's quick. But I've got to decide, you know, what's more important, having the Raptor badge and this big 6.2 liter V8, or having something that's a little bit less power, but a lot more nicer. So I could get like a GMC Sierra and be happy with just a truck. But a part of me really just wants the Raptor, because ever since I was in high school, a Raptor debuted in 2010, the first year, this one, and I've always wanted one. I think they're the coolest truck, and I love the new second gen. They're pretty nice. The V6 EcoBoost thing doesn't really bother me too much, but so far, I could see myself driving this around, but I know that I'm such a heavy-footed driver that I'm gonna be the one who is getting the 11 miles per gallon in the city. It's just gonna be rough, but it's not the worst thing. There are things that actually get worse gas mileage than that, believe it or not. But like I said, I am a big fan of the Raptor. I love the story behind it. I love the history behind it, even though it's not a long lineage or anything like that. And I wouldn't want to do much to this truck. I just love the way it sounds. I love the way that it feels. And it would be cool to kind of find some nice little back roads and some trails and, you know, start getting out into the wilderness. As I'm doing this, I want to say that I know that this truck is ridiculous. I absolutely wholeheartedly do. But I like it. I like the Raptor so much. And I know that, you know, having a big dog to fit in the back seat is going to be something that I'm going to have to figure out how she's going to get up inside of this truck. She's tall, man. She's 85, 90 pounds. So she can get up in here, but she's 10 years old. Something else I got to consider is I'm going to have to get like a little step ladder thing. The other thing too is the size of this truck makes it easy to work on, because I can get in, out, on top, underneath, do all those things. And so when I do have to work on it, I know that that'll be good to have. As many cars as I've driven, I've never actually driven a pickup truck during the winter time, and that's something that I really want, is having something that's super capable and able, just like this is. The seats are super nice. It's like driving around a lazy boy, honestly. It's even got a sunglasses holder still up here and all that good stuff. Big old visors. I mean, even with the cab and a half, the doors are good size. You can still open this up and get in and out just as much as you need to. And I don't really ever have people in the back seats, so really it's not a big deal to me. My goal with this would just be to have something the daily that I can tow. My other plan is to sell my motorcycle and actually buy a E30 BMW. And so I want to have something that when I need to, I can tow that car around. I don't know if I want to make it a show car or anything like that. So for now, it would just be nice to have. But yeah, so far so good on the Raptor though. I think it checks all the boxes that I'm looking for. The problem is the price point for the mileage, and on top of that, the fuel economy. Those are really the three trade-offs that I can see. And I don't see gas prices going down anytime soon, so I think they're pretty much going to stay where they are for the next few years. Of course, I picked the road that's got stupid traffic, but man, there's so much space in here. I am driving a Ford F150, and never would I have thought that I'd be interested in a pickup truck, but over the years, after getting a house and everything, I realized that I'm moving stuff all the time. I have to go to the Home Depot all the time and buy a lot of stuff, and I've just turned into somewhat of a handyman around the house. And now the truck just kind of fits what I'm looking for. And living in Ohio, it makes sense to want to buy something that can pull a boat. But as I'm sitting here in this traffic and I'm watching these fuel economy drop so subtly, you know, I started with 26, 27 miles till E. And now I'm down to 22, and I've only driven about a mile or two away from the dealership. It's pretty crazy. On road though, I'm surprised at how comfortable this is. I can't feel the road, I can't feel anything there, and the steering is actually nice and tight. I think this is back when, you know, you had normal power steering and not electronic power steering, so it feels nice to actually have that responsiveness again. And something that people talk about in a lot of new cars is you have no input and you don't really feel the road the way that you once did. And now going back to something a little bit more analog, I'm feeling that and I'm understanding that a lot more. So it's kind of nice. This does have the Sony sound system, which is up there with Bose. But man, taking this on some winds, it's not athletic in that shape. I mean, coming from the M3, jumping straight into this, you really gotta, you know, just be okay with these nice and slow corners. You'll feel the body roll a little bit, a lot of it. And you know, if someone wants to make the jokes about compensating with the Raptor, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Because this truck is just super cool. And it always will be cool. And I think a part of me just knows that I want to own one for some point in life, whether it's a year, 2 years. Tires, wheels, those things, I would probably keep them all the same, other than I do really want bronze wheels. I think bronze or gold wheels on the black looks, I'd say it's number 2. The other options that I'm considering are SUVs that pretty much can tow, which would be the BMW X5. The 4Runner is on my list at some point, and the Wrangler Unlimited or the Wrangler 4-door. Those are also on my list. And then with the Wrangler, I'm debating on getting a manual, because if you are a first-gen Raptor owner and have had one of these long-term, I'd love to hear your thoughts, or, you know, some things that I should consider. And if you are, you know, a subscriber who wants to just chime in and give some input, please do. I really don't mind. I love to hear other people's thoughts and some alternatives and all of those good things. I haven't specifically landed on which Raptor I want to buy. I know that I'm looking at something with the V8, preferably, just because the V6 ones, they're not really worth all that while to me. I feel like it's not the same. But if you have any other trucks that, you know, are worthwhile or have a really good trim that you suggest, I'm open to them. I love to talk about all this stuff. because in the next couple months I'm going to be replacing the Grand Cherokee, and I just need to come up with what that alternative is going to be a little bit. It's definitely not fast. From an M3, it makes it nice to have something that's a little bit more special than any other normal truck. I pulled over to grab my phone, and I can tell you that being able to drive off this road when you need to is convenient, to say the least. It's crazy to me to think about like driving something this size without blind spot monitoring, and I'm sure I would get roasted for even like making that statement, because there was a time when nobody had blind spot monitoring. Whenever I'm car shopping, I like to stop and at least give some credit to the great salesmen that I've worked with, and the guys over at Jeff Weiler Auto Mall over here in Batavia, Ohio. These guys, I just showed up and they've been super welcoming, super hospitable, and I mean, it's been a pleasure working with them. And if I decide to buy this, which I think they said someone's looking at this to pick it up come Thursday, so if I decide not to go for something like this, then you know, at least it's gonna find a new home. And I'll definitely be coming back, if anything, just to see if I could work with them if they have anything on the lot that I'm actually interested in. Like I said, the Wrangler and the BMW X5 are the other two in competition for replacing the Grand Cherokee. So yeah, should be fun. Should be fun. But anyways, thank you guys so much for checking out yet another video. This is just a quick little vlogging style thing that I'm trying to do, just to make videos and show you guys my own thoughts when it comes to buying a car for me and what I like and what I'm looking for. Because everyone has different needs, and a lot of times when I'm reviewing cars, I forget that, you know, people are actually buying this for, you know, their son, their daughter, their wife, their husbands as a gift. I mean, it's all over the place. It could be your grandma's car. So being able to switch perspectives for different buyers is important, and now I'm one of them. So yeah, see you guys on the next one, and subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Peace.